Welcome once again aboard JulieCity. I hope you are keeping well and safe. Thank you so much for clicking in to join today's video. You're highly appreciated. So in today's video, I'm going to be discussing the reasons why nurses are quitting in their numbers in the UK. I recently got an email, usual update email from my nursing body, which is a finding that it is stated in that information, as I have on the screen, that 25,000 nurses quit nursing profession. That is absolutely shocking. Now, if you're working in the hospital or in a care environment, you know that there's a lot of nursing pressure. But when you see numbers like this, it's quite it's quite baffling when you see numbers like this. And then you're wondering why, how. And when I got this information, I uploaded a small clip on my TikTok, and I got a question saying, why is this happening? And I just thought I would put it into a video to explain reasons why nurses are quitting in their numbers in the UK. Now, based on the information shared from that email, there were about 6 reasons why nurses are quitting in their thousands in the UK. The first one is work pressure. I'll start by saying that nursing is not for everyone, and you have to have some special thing to be a nurse. Now, I don't want you to look like I am a bit biased. Yeah, I'm biased because I'm a nurse. But nevertheless, there's something about nursing, and you have to have a certain type of traits and a certain type of tolerance level to be in nursing. Why do I say this? Because coming into nursing, you are exposed to a different side of life, and it will challenge every aspect of you, including your psychological and your spiritual. Yes, there are certain times, I still remember during my nurse training, when I went for my first few placements, I'm just like, oh my God, how? Especially if you're the one that people around you and those you know have been in good health. It's shocking to know that people go through a lot. Now, when you're exposed to such type of pressure every single day, it takes its toll on you. And there's so much expectations from the public, from the NHS, about what they expect, how they expect things to be. And all of this pressure end up catching up with us somehow or the other. And there are many people, they get to this point that they think, I can't do it anymore. That's it. I'm leaving. I'm looking for something else. Some nurses chat and you hear them say, when I retire, I'm going to work in a supermarket. That's because the responsibility on a nurse, especially if you are on a ward, like a typical acute ward, life is placed in your hands, and what you do will determine most likely if this person will survive or not. And so it's a whole lot of responsibility on one's shoulder as a nurse. Working behind the till is not easy. However, it doesn't have to do with life and death. So you hear some nurses saying they will retire or they will quit to go work behind the till, that is like in a supermarket, where they don't have to worry about somebody dying on them. We seem to be in the middle of everything. If doctors make their prescription, we are the ones to implement it. If the support workers make any findings, they report to us, we are the ones to implement, we are the ones to evaluate and report back to doctors or the other multidisciplinary team members. So we always are the closest ones to the patients, and it's a whole lot of responsibility. If anything will go wrong, it's during the time of implementation, and of course the nurse will be responsible. And if you look at our guidelines for practice, it clearly highlights what our responsibilities will be. So it's a whole lot, because if anything goes wrong, it could actually cost life. So some people get to this point where they are no longer able to take that pressure every single day. What happens? They decide to leave the profession. It is sad, but it is the reality. The next reason why nurses are living in their thousands in the UK is as a result of poor workplace culture. If you've been following me, especially if you have followed me on TikTok, By the way, my TikTok handle is JulieCity1. So do well to check it out. I would really appreciate and follow me. So if you've been following me, I've really had a lot of content around bullying. And there's this concept of nurses eating their young. As sad as that may sound, that is actually a true life thing happening. I don't know why. Sometimes I want to make excuses that because of the constant pressure nurses go through, the tendency to lash out at the next person is there, and the next person becomes their younger colleagues, bank staff, bank nurse, agency nurse, or someone that bully picks as the weakest link. So yeah, and some of those things, I shared one particular post on TikTok that technically I'll say it went viral, and the response from the comment section is heartbreaking. Quite a number of people said they left their job or they left their profession because of the type of bullying they experienced. So yeah, a nurse might be quitting not just because of the work pressure, but because of the culture in or on that ward. One of these days, I'll be sharing my own personal bullying experience. So watch out for that video. Another thing around the work culture that is not necessarily negative, but it also impacts on us and impacts on nurses is the concept of the shift pattern. It's a good thing because if you need flexibility, you will get it. But sometimes, especially if you're on a permanent assignment, you really don't have control over your work pattern. So you might find yourself working Monday, Tuesday nights. If you're working Monday, Tuesday night, that means you're finishing on Wednesday morning. And by Thursday, you're back to work another 12, 13-hour shift. So you really didn't get enough time off. You barely had 24 hours before you return for your next shift, which can be really strenuous. Over time, you realize that it impacts on your mental health or your physical health, and before you know it, the person is really becoming very grumpy and is not really happy regarding their job. They feel like they are missing out on family, on social, and they just want to quit and do something that is more regular. So that's another reason why nurses are leaving the register in the UK. The third reason why nurses are living in their droves, the third reason why nurses, of course, COVID-19 pandemic that plagued the whole world for over 2 years. There was a lot of pressure. A lot of nurses lost their colleagues, both doctors, nurses, health support workers, and other multidisciplinary teams. A lot lost their patients. It was going through the whole of that thing and going out to work, not sure if you're going to come back with COVID or if you're going to pass it on to your family. It was a big thing. Don't even let us go there. Personally, I have my own scar from COVID-19. So a lot of people felt that was just too much. The pressure then was over the top. And they finally left the profession to heal and to do something else. Of course, we know that our health is our wealth. So if you're struggling or you're having anything at all, be it work, whatever it is around you that is putting so much pressure on you and compromising your health, of course, the best thing to do is to step aside. We love our patients. We honestly do love them, and we're there to do our best. But sometimes you find really difficult patients. I don't say this to compromise anyone, but yeah, you find some people that are personally challenging to look after. You don't seem to do anything that is right. And sometimes when you are so much under pressure from every other thing going on, just it takes one single push to get a nurse over the fence, and you just want to be done with the profession and move on to other things. So I think I will use this opportunity to appeal to whoever. If you're going into the hospital as a patient, remember, we are humans too. Please, as much as you want us to give our best, we will always try to give our best. But also, please be considerate and a little bit nice. It makes a whole lot of difference to how we feel and our ability to perform our role to the best. When the constant pressure and stress is causing high blood pressure, causing comfort eating, gaining weight, mental health issue, you just feel like there's no need being here and becoming a patient subsequently. The best thing is to leave and find something else that gives pleasure. Yeah, sadly, that's another reason why nurses are leaving the profession. The number five reason why nurses are living in their droves in the UK is because of workload. Now, when we talk about pressure, you find out that over time, our role as nurses have been progressing. We still have just the 7.5 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours, 14 hours, or whatever shift pattern you're doing to fulfill your role to the best. However, there are a lot of things, responsibilities that are added to our job list, and we're expected to do it accordingly. Of course, we have to do it accordingly because life depends on it. But then, like I said, we are humans too, and sometimes it becomes just too much to bear. You feel like you have to tear yourself into two in order to perform your role. And trust me, I want to be the best. I want to give my best to my patients. I don't want to compromise. But you find out there's so much paperwork to be done, so much boxes to be ticked. One slogan in nursing, if it is not documented, then it didn't happen. So you find sometimes that the management feels the only solution is another paperwork, which is fine, justifiable, but then it's still done within the number of hours, and our care still didn't change. So you find that you're just doing so much expectation, so much things coming through your desk that you need to perform. If you don't, it's day text. So yeah, some can't take it anymore, so they have to quit, sadly. Now, the number 6 reason why nurses quit their role in the UK is staff shortage. Yes, we come to the big thing, staff shortage. In the recent times, coupled with the COVID-19 pandemic, it has actually taken its toll on the healthcare system, NHS of course, and also on nurses, like we said earlier. So loads of people have left as a result of health reason, pressure, and all of that. So what happens? Those of us who are remaining on the floor are constantly under pressure. Yeah. So you find that things that 6 nurses are supposed to do during a 12-hour shift, 3 nurses will be doing it. Yeah. So sometimes people begin to feel like you leave your shift feeling like you've not done your best. Not because you don't want to do it, but because there are so many things that was chasing your time because you were short-staffed. And some people feel like if I can't give my very best, go home, raise my head up to say, yes, I did it the way it's supposed to be done, I'd rather not go in at all. So they quit. There's something that many people don't talk about, but it's very existent in nursing. You find that there's some form of anxiety that comes with nursing. And the more you are in that position of being short-staffed and having so much things to complete, your anxiety level begins to grow. So you finish your shift, you get into the car, and suddenly you think, oh my God, I didn't sign that cardex. Oh my God, did I give that medication? And honestly, personally, sometimes I just like, okay, I'm going back. In spite of the fact that I've changed, I walk back to the ward to go and check, did I give it? It's been a long night or a long day on the ward. I don't want to go home worrying, because you get home into bed, if that thing is nagging you, you realize that you just don't relax. Especially if you have a few days off, you realize that you're just there worrying, wondering, and God help you, like me, you are an agency nurse. You really don't have anybody to contact just to make sure that things are done to your own satisfaction. Some people feel like we can't take it. If we are constantly under pressure because of short staffing, then there's no need being there. Because 3 nurses doing what 6 nurses will do every single shift, it takes its toll on those nurses left. Before you know it, there's burnout, there's so many off sick. Like we said earlier, you don't want to compromise your health in the bid to care for others. You are also important. For you to give your best, you have to be at your best. And when you're constantly under that pressure, you just lose interest and you want to go. It's sad, but it's true. So I'm not discouraging you at all. But when I saw this, I just thought it will help someone who is trying to get into nursing, make an informed choice, knowing the pros and the cons, and knowing what to expect in their decision to become a nurse. And you're highly, highly welcome if you're that one who is looking to be a nurse. There's plenty of job vacancies, loads, thousands. And it has also caused a lot of recruitment internationally. So if you're international watching me and you're interested in practicing in the UK, this is your best time. Please, you're highly welcome. Please go ahead and make the necessary inquiries and application and come join us. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. If you have, I would like you to give me a thumbs up, a like. I will also appreciate if you will subscribe. That is if you have not subscribed, and let your notification bell be on by clicking on it. Leave your comments. I would like to hear, are you a nurse, or are you a healthcare professional, or your profession? Are people living like in nursing? Or you're not in the UK, you're in America? Please, wherever in the world you are, please share with us in the comment section. I always love to hear from you. Till I see you next time, don't forget, your health is your wealth.